All right, guys, I'm gonna do a how to make money video. This one is gonna be about how to make money selling anything. All right, super simple. All right, we're gonna go over some fundamentals. First off, I can teach you right now how to sell anything with a couple different steps. And I don't have my cardboard notes, so I might lose track. So bear with me till the end. First off, if you wanna buy and sell something, I want you to do something that you enjoy, all right? If you have a hobby or something that you know about, whether it be sports, because it may be sports equipment, whether it be electric trains, you guys probably heard my story about that, remote control airplanes or cell phones or anything, stereo equipment. I want it to be something that you enjoy, that you have, that you own, that you've owned before. You don't have to be a hustler buying and selling in the past to start now. I don't care how old you are. You could be 50 years old, 80 years old, 100 years old. You're gonna be like, huh? I'm just joking. What is he trying to tell me to do? I'm done, I'm retired. My point being is it has to be something you enjoy. And this is why, because first off, if you have a base of knowledge, then you sort of already know the price ranges of things. You know how much something is worth. So when you come across a good deal, you know when it's a good deal. Sad thing is most people don't understand. They just, hey, I got a good deal. Like I went to a garage sale or I saw something on Craigslist and I bought it for myself. You don't realize that you're like, I could sell that, double my money, and then go find another good deal and want to keep that one. And now I've got I not only have it for free, I've got my original money back. That's epic, right? So it has to be something you have a baseline of knowledge about and you like, all right? Because the other reason why it needs to be something you like is because if you like it, you're gonna keep doing it, right? Sounds funny, story about my electric trains. Growing up, I always wanted these big electric trains from Germany. They're called LGB, they're G-scale. They were always in the super, like FAO Schwartz stores, super high end. We didn't have any money. My parents couldn't afford that. And I always grew up like, oh, I want one. And finally, when I got married, the first thing I ever bought myself, my wife let me buy a set. Well, it's because it was on sale, 50% off, and I couldn't keep it. I sold it. I flipped it. And my wife even went, what are you doing? And I go, that's okay, I flipped it. So I'll just go run down to the store and I'll buy some more. And I kept flipping those. And it's a true story. I've never played with these trains, but before you know it, I had a room full of them. I mean, and we sold off $10,000 worth of them to put down the money on our first house. It all started I'm not joking, from $200 to down payment $10,000 on my house. That only took about a year. And I've done that throughout all stuff, but every time I would get a shipment of new trains in, I'm like, oh, I look at them, oh, cool. I wouldn't even play with them, put them back in the box. And it's just funny. You get to enjoy this stuff. You use it while you sell it. Another thing I wanted to share with you is that when you have that baseline knowledge and you enjoy it, it means you believe in it. To be able to sell something, you have to be able to believe in the product you're selling, because that comes out, not only your knowledge, but your passion of it in your sales pitch. When somebody comes over, and you know what you've got and you love it and it's definitely worth the price. That's the other thing too. I'll get to that in a second. When you're able to show people, how this works and how great it is, it's easy to sell that way. The other reason is, the other thing I want to say is don't try and oversell things for too much. If you sell something at a good price, and I give you an example, I was selling big items like when I was selling tractors, I would never list the tractors for sale in my local Craigslist ads. I would always list them about an hour to 5 hours away. It sounds crazy, but because I put a fair price on my tractors, right? I would put it up there so I'd make a good profit, but I wanted to flip it because I wanted to move that money fast. I wanted the velocity of the money, right? So instead of trying to make $3,000 or $5,000 on a tractor, I would only try and make $3,000. Because in the amount of time it would take me, if it took me 2 months to move that tractor for $5 grand, I could have taken that tractor, made $3 grand, bought another one, made another $3 grand, and done it 3 times in the amount of time it would have taken me to sell one tractor. So now I made $9,000 instead of 5. See what I'm saying? So the velocity of money was picking up. Well, I would never list it in my local area. Okay, now this is only for higher end stuff because people were worth the drive because there wasn't a lot of tractors for sale, right? But what that did is I didn't have to deal with all the looky-loos. If you were driving an hour, you were dead serious. And you already knew what the price was, right? The other thing I learned is do not get offended by lowballers. Why? Because I'm a lowballer. Now what I do when I lowball someone, I'm very respectful. If someone's asking $100 for something, I will email them and said, hey, I see your stuff for sale. I think it's really awesome. I do not want to lowball you, but what I would like to do is tell you what I'm willing to pay for it. And then I think you should keep trying to sell it, but just in case you either change your mind or you go, hey, this thing isn't selling, my offer's good for the next 90 days or so. And I would offer them half, $50. And I was very respectful. And I'm not joking, 9 times out of 10, people would email me and say, just come get it, that's awesome. Or thank you, I'll keep it in mind. And they would email me back like a month later, hey, is that offer still good? I'm all, heck yeah, it is. And they'd sell it. So being respectful and putting out offers that way too, I always go through text or by the phone, and I start with that caveat. I don't want to insult you with a lowball offer, but I'm willing to pay this, and the offer's good for 90 days. So if you can't sell it, and I would always be honest, I think you can sell it for that price. But just in case, this is what I'm willing. And people would respond well with that. So I hope these tips on how to sell things, buy and sell things, help you. As I think of more, I'll do them. But I'm just sort of out in a, empty field just trying to come up with content. All right, guys? With that being said, the Economic Ninja is out.